Well, g'day guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the next part of the Precedent gram that I'm working on that we've had quite a few hassles with. This one is more or less the installing it in the cabinet. I'm not going to show you everything there. It's sort of a one-off. You may or may not have ever had one of these. So we're just going to skip through it. Now, what I've done, we've installed Bluetooth. Once again, I didn't go through the whole procedure here, but I'm just going to show you how I did it. There's a lot of other guys out there that do things differently to what I do. The customer wanted Bluetooth on this. There had to be a couple of mods. It's not a full restore. It's bring it back to operational as it was and fit Bluetooth. So it's all going fairly well. It's going very well, actually. So I'm going to show you how I fitted Bluetooth. And we'll start with the what happens, or how I mounted this, and what happens to the dial when it goes to Bluetooth. We'll go the Bluetooth module. I'll show you what I built up there, and yeah, how the switching's done from the audio, from the gram or radio to Bluetooth. Let's just have a look at what I've done. Up the end here is a blue LED. Now, this is one of Manuel's little adapters. Our little, I'll just grab one. Now, this is one of Manuel's little adapter boards for our dial lights. You fit a LED at one end, resistor, a small diode, a IN 914 or something like that, or a 4148, and AC in there, and you solder your LED on there, and there's your little light that runs straight off, 6.3 volts. So that's what is in behind here. The LED is just on the front of it. It's double-sided tape and a small amount of glue just to hold the board in place. Okay, so that's that. The other thing, top right-hand side there, is a little reed switch on a tag strip. And on this, I'll just turn him around for you. It's crude, but it works. In behind the glue here is a magnet. Now, it's a 4mm by 10mm round neodymium, well, however it's pronounced, magnet. A really strong magnet. It's N32, I think. It's not a 52. It's I think it's only N32. So I unfortunately drilled a hole in the drum, fitted the magnet in there, and well, it comes around and easily closes the switch, the reed switch. One end is ground, and we'll have a look at a circuit. I've done a rough circuit for you. One end is ground, the other end goes to a coil of a relay, which we'll have a look at shortly. Okay, so let's plug it in, and there we go, she's on. And operation, now how I've got this with the radio tuning, everything's good. I do not have any speakers hooked up to this at the moment, so I'm not touching the volume. It's just floating there at the moment, just for this demo. If we go up to the end of the dial, which is the top end of the dial, you'll see this fella here come around and engage the switch, and our blue LED should come on. And there we go. So right into up the top end, where there are no stations in this area anyway, there's your There's your little board enabled. Now this is the board I'm using. Once again, we'll go into that in a minute, and we go up to the end, and well, as you can see, our little LED there is connected up. My phone's sitting beside me. If we go back off it, there we go. Okay. Right. That's that bit. Let's have a look around the back at the relay side and what I did. It's crude, but it works. Okay, around the back, I have two relays here. Now, these are 5-volt relays. I'm running off 6.3, okay? Not feeding directly into these. Now, what I've done, this orange line here is a 6.3, goes through a 10 ohm resistor, a current limit resistor for the relays. There's two of them there. And that reduces our coil voltage to 4.8, which is fine. So 4.8 across that relay and that relay, and of course the negative of the relays is connected up here to our reed switch. When it's activated, it grounds it. So ground activated relays there. Don't forget your transient diode across both. Of course, the ring or the anode of the cathode of the diode to the positive. Don't forget that. And down here, a little smoothing cap. So this here, this 6.3, underneath the chassis, I've put a IN 4007 in line with it. So it's actually, it's about 7 volts DC, goes through the resistor. With the cap, it's a 220 mic 16 volt, and the actual voltage, is spot on using that arrangement. Okay, that's about all I can. That was just an experiment to see, what's going to work. I used 5-volt relays because I had no 8 or 9-volt relays. So I just used 5 and put a drop resistor in. And that's the only reason. The first relay, 6.3 AC, comes from underneath, goes to the common contact, and when it's energized, it goes up here to our blue lead, and this little blue fella goes to our blue LED up the front, up behind here. Okay, so that's all that. These are double pole, double throw. The other side of this, the 6.3 AC, goes to our feed to the Bluetooth module. And if you're not familiar with these modules, I'll discuss that in a moment. So this cable, one is ground, the other is 6.3 AC. The other relay, strictly for audio. There's a couple of rerouting underneath. The volume pot wipers, volume pot live, the live side goes to the back, the common of the relay. The centre, normally closed, is the radiogram, radio and turntable, switchable by the radio's front panel. And the ones at the back, which is normally open, they normally close and these open when you want Bluetooth. Okay, when this little relay is enabled. The volume pot is put through straight to the Bluetooth module. This is all stereo, by the way. This is not a mono system, so I'm using left and right. So a very simple arrangement, bit of double-sided tape. There's nothing very dramatic about that. Okay, Bluetooth module, audio. Now I'm using these boards of Manuel's from Electronics Old and New. Okay, so if you're not familiar with these, I will put a link to that video right up here somewhere. Okay, it's up the top there, and that will take you straight to Manuel's site of where he's actually designed this board. This board looks a bit complicated. You've got 6.3 and 0 volts. You don't mix them up either. Otherwise, part of this doesn't work, a voltage doubler circuit. But I'll let you, excuse me, I had a bit of a throat problem there. He explains why that's important. We've got a DC-DC module here, 5 volts in, 5 volts out, but totally isolated out. That eliminates a lot of hum loop problems using 6.3 as your supply. A little Bluetooth module. Anyone can buy these from anywhere on AliExpress or eBay, wherever you want. Mine is slightly different to his. Same thing, audio out to audio in on the board, and 5 volts to the supply up here on this board. Okay, over here is a little bit of magic. It's just a TL072 op amp, dual op amp, and left and right channels are lifted fairly, well, about 3 times higher than what comes out of the Bluetooth module. So it brings it up quite a lot. Probably, I don't know, I'm saying about 3 dB. Set by 2 resistors here, the gain. That makes the Bluetooth audio, which comes out here, the same level as your radio. But you can experiment with these resistors. 33K works fine, and at least my audio, excuse me, my audio from the Bluetooth is the same level as the radio. So you're not going up and down all the time. Okay, but once again, there's the link. Again, we'll put it up there, and it's a great little project. It just works, and well, we mount this somewhere else. I've given this about 50 centimetres of length, so I can mount this elsewhere away from the radio. What else can I show you, guys? I think that's about it. There's not much more to do with, well, there's nothing more to do with this. I'm going to mount it in. I'm not going to show you all that. This is just an older gram. We'll come back when everything is, well, put in. I'll show you stage by stage putting it in. But we've got the turntable to mount in. And, yeah, that's about it. Now, as I said, this is my way of just doing this to make it work. This is a customer of mine. He didn't want it. He's not worried about this being fully restored or modified or anything. He just wants Bluetooth, and he wanted it to work. Wanted the whole thing to work. Okay. And if we look in here, we can see the 20th of October 1961. So that's when that audio transformer was made. Yeah, just thought, I think I've mentioned that in an earlier video. There's been, I don't know, I think this is part 6. So there's been a few on this. And yeah, it just gives you an idea. It's in around 1961, 1962. Okay? With a little bit of modern technology. Okay, I'm going to start fitting this. We'll go stage by stage, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, now I'm pretty sure this thing goes in from the top. I know when we were taking it out there was a bit of a hassle, but pretty sure this is the way it's supposed to go back in. Put the power lead in. Okay, and sit him down in here, and hopefully it all fits in nicely. And give me a hand underneath here, and look at that. There we go. We're in. We're in with a bang. Yeah, the tuning still works. So nothing's caught up underneath or anything. We'll have a look underneath when we turn it over and have a look at where I'm going to wire things. But yeah, all good there. So we've got 1, 2 and 3 screws hold it in. Why have I got 5? Don't know. There's I think there's a couple at the back of this. That's right. Okay, we'll get them in. I'll be back. Okay, now for the plinth, for the turntable. I think this fella goes in from the back and slides in like that. Okay, and there's our 2 extra screws. They go up the front of this fella. And we love seeing screws, don't we? Okay. I need an electric screwdriver. Mended Mark's got an electric screwdriver now. Although he still does us the honour with doing it by hand every now and again. If you don't watch Mended Mark, whoa, shouldn't be on YouTube. Okay, it's time for the turntable, and then we'll tip this baby on his side so we can see underneath of what's going on, hook things up and power it up and make sure there's no smoke. Okay, cable's in. Place him down fairly gently here. Where's our holes? There we go. No, that one flicked up. There we go. He's in. And we'll flip over our retaining clips so that it doesn't want to jump out. There we go. That's that one. And that one. Now, you can't get out. Springs are all in position. Just making sure everything's centred. Yep, that's good. Okay, let's flip him over. Now, I'll hook up the power lead. And this is our power to the turntable. And I'd like to put a little screw in this fella rather than floating around, so he stays in one place. Okay, now our top sockets are the left. There, makes it easy when the plug's not broken. Okay, I don't know whether to... I'll probably put a little bit of tape around these fellas at a couple of spots just to hold them together. I don't really want it going down near our AC because this is braided, and which is ground, and I don't need anything going near our little terminal. So I think I will possibly put a loop in him up there and yeah, just let him swing underneath the turntable. Okay, I'll tidy up the wiring. I'll be back and we'll tip this thing over. Oh, hang on, we've got to fit this fella, don't we? Our Bluetooth. Now, Bluetooth, I'm going to probably I'll put a little bit of double-sided tape on this and 2 screws. That's all it needs, and I'll be putting this one up, well, possibly away from the mains transformer. We don't need hum induced. So, and our aerial for our Bluetooth is up here on the top of this. So possibly over there somewhere would be good for it. Okay, probably over in that vicinity. Okay, with a couple of small screws, bit of double-sided tape just to keep the back of the circuit board off the timber in case there's any moisture absorbed or anything like that. I'm going to tidy everything up, get it mounted, I'll show you, then we'll give it a run. Righto guys, all the cables are tidied up. As you can see down the bottom there, we've got our Bluetooth module. Turntables in. Now I did take the AC mains cable of the turntable. The AC cable of the turntable, I've taken it and put it up the top here so that it keeps it right away from everything else. The radio, you can see it there. Okay, so that's all the cables in. Bluetooth sits over there. This side, well, all we've got over this side is our speaker. There's not much light there. So we'll go ahead and tip this fella over and see if it all works. Well guys, here it is. I've finally got it in the cabinet. Yeah, it's not 100%. The motor and the turntable, the speed is slightly slow and the motor has a bent shaft. So can't find another motor for that, but if we do, we can change it over quite easily. The turntable's not the issue. Otherwise, yeah, it's an okay performer. The radio, a little bit lacking on the gain. It's just that radio. But it works okay with an antenna on it. So I've put it together. I'll turn it on, and you probably can't see it there at the moment, but I'll get another camera and I'll bring us in and give us I might use this camera and put us up here a bit so that you can see what's going on. My trolley is a little bit too high at the moment. That's on radio, and if we turn him up and tune him in, we only get a couple of stations in here. Where are we? Actually, I've got the door closed, so probably won't get much in here. There we go. And we better not play too much of that either. But it sounds good. It sounds really good. For for the gram it is, a Precedent. It does sound quite good. Now, if we can, I'll bring the camera in, and you can have a look up top here at what happens. We'll put a record on. You can have a listen to it. Don't judge me on this one. This is not the best restoration or repair that I've done. That's for sure. She took a bit of doing, but the Bluetooth works well. So we've got something working well. It's very good. Okay, and give us a bit better look. That should be high enough for you guys. Now, for me to get a Bluetooth reception in here, I'll have to open the door a bit. Okay, we take the tuning. We go right up to the top end of the dial, and we should see a blue light, and we should also hear Bluetooth. There we go, and there she is. Okay. And we're connected. Okay, I'll get my phone. Let's see how she goes. We want to get a little bit of music, and what do we want? Some bit of music. And we don't want to play too much of this music, but this will give you an idea. And yeah, it's a shame I can't play this anymore, but it's yeah, it's going quite well there. What else have we got? Talk about it. And yeah, as you can see, the Bluetooth working lovely. Okay, now if we want to go to Graham, we just get our tuning, take it off there, and we can go back to radio if you want. Which is down here somewhere. And yeah, now we'll go to Graham, and you'll probably hear what's going on here. This turntable, not the best turntable in the world, that's for sure. Okay, does need a stylus also, but yeah, we can't play too much of this either. But we can try the beginning, and we'll get a little bit of and we can't play too much of that either. Reject him. Everything's working fine there. Should turn off. It does. There we go, guys. There is the Graham put together and all working lovely. Turn it off. There we go. Not much of a bumper there on this, but well, doesn't look like there's ever been one. Right, let's call this job complete, shall we? Well, guys, I'm finally finished the Precedent radiogram, and boy, this one's been a bit of an effort. I've had enough of it. And after I think this is part 6, I'm just really over it. The radio works fine. The Bluetooth is working exceptionally well. We've got a little bit of a hiccup with the turntable, probably not worth chasing actually, now that it's got Bluetooth. It works very good. It sounds very good. So that's it for the Precedent. And the owner of it is Michael. And Michael, this was a tough one. There was a lot of things that just caught us out, just silly little things, like maybe not connecting speakers up in the first place and doing those styros. So if you want to watch part 1, go back and watch it. It's in the list. I yeah, I'm just pleased this is part 6 and the end, and I can get on to rebuilding a speaker next. Okay, so if you liked the video, if you liked the series, and you want to make me feel better about this thing, give us a thumbs up, and please remember to subscribe if you haven't done already. And well, super thanks, and coffees are always welcome. There's where is it? Over there in the corner, a coffee QR. You scan that QR, it'll take you to my coffee shop. So okay, until next time, and as I said, a bit of a more of a radio side of things now, from now on, away from grams. We'll catch you on the next one. Okay, bye for now.